Hello friends, hi and welcome to Insights with me Shirish. In today's video, we are going to talk about the paper management skills. It is observed that many people who are good in their work, in other professional skills, but they fail in this paper management skills. Paper management is still important because though we have been trying to make a lot of things paperless, including all professional work as well, still there are some things, some processes, and some systems which are still challenges to maintain in soft copies. So we also need to maintain the paper copies as well. So paper management. First, let us understand why it is a challenge and how we can overcome it. Today, I'm going to share some tips which will definitely help you in management of the paper. It happens that many a times we keep on searching for some documents. It happens that every month we have some bills to pay, or in your office or workplace you will observe that during the appraisals or during some approval meetings and all, you need to have the document in your hand. Well, post those meetings, we keep the documents in a very important and secure place, but it really becomes difficult to find it as and when needed. So, today I'm going to share tips of better paper handling. A very important tip for paper handling is see that you handle every paper, each paper, only once. This basically gets us back to the square one where we have learned to keep things in place. Yes, if you handle every paper only once, like if you decide a place for it and keep it in the same place when your work is done, probably next time when you want to search for it, you will find your paper in the same place. So let us get back to square one where we are taught to keep things in place. Here it is again a challenge because if you want to keep the paper in its place, you need to describe or define a place for every document. Second thing which is related to this is sort every document into priority. Make three different groups A, B, and C. A are the most important documents. B are probably the less important. And C are probably those which are not important, which may be in a soft copy as well. Okay, so sort these documents, whatever papers you have, into three different groups A, B, and C. When you're taking care of any document, see if you can scan and keep it. As you all know, we are trying to make more of a paperless work as of now. So try if you can scan some copies of documents and maintain it in a soft copy rather than maintaining the hard copy. As we know that the C group, which is probably not that important, or those copies which can be scanned and kept, you can delegate this to someone who is your associate. Maybe when we talk about papers, the one of the important part of the C category are those envelopes that we receive by mail which are not really required. It can be a newsletter or some documents which are just not important or not need to be maintained or kept. So such mails which are not important can be simply transferred into a trash. Throw away your junk mails. If you are at some responsible position in an organization and you need to take care of many mails and documents that come to your table every day, you can delegate this task to your junior or probably to your secretary who can do this work for you. See that your secretary sorts again the papers and mails into such a way that only the A category mails which are important and need to be addressed urgently they come to you. C are those which can be documented and kept later for the day, which the secretary take care of or just pass on to the other team members as well. Delegation is also one of the important tasks you can do when you're handling your documents. After you have sort all these documents in different groups A, B, and C, the one that you are maintaining in soft copies and the one that you are maintaining in hard copies, which are important, need to be maintained well. You can make various files and the files can be labeled as per their names and priorities. You can also maintain one proper index wherein you can get back to the paper efficiently rather than searching for it in the file. So make it a habit of sorting it out, filing it, labeling it, and having a proper index for the cabinets or the files wherein you have kept the important documents. Feel free to use the waste bin. We all have a waste bin besides our table, but we hardly throw the papers in it. Yes, if you do not need any papers or if you do not really find it relevant, use the bin freely. In some organizations where we practice ISO 14000, the papers are reused or recycled. You can have different bins at your location wherein you can just sort out the documents which are not needed as well. Because the documents which are not relevant, which are not needed, can further be sorted into those which can be recycled. Now that we have sorted all the documents, filed it, or probably made folders for it, labeled it, and had an index for it, it is also essential that you keep it within your reach. Now, many organizations have different filing cabinets or they have defined a place to keep all these documents. Ensure that the important documents which come in the 8 category are quite handy to you or within your reach. Last thing, as we discussed, is today we are trying to make more of use of the computers and laptops for all type of paperwork. Try and replace your work, like if it is about approval of some project, the approvals can be taken on mail. Based on your discussion, you can give the references as well. Such documents again can be kept in different folders, but the same thing applies to the computers as well. When you have the online sanctions or online approvals or some important files to be saved, it is again saved in the same manner, having a definite folder for it. This folder should be named properly, labeled. They should have an index as to where you can find what, with the prescribed page number as well if required in case of bigger projects. So these are some simple techniques you can use for paper handling. This is especially for those people who still have paper handling a big challenge in their day-to-day work. Paper handling takes a lot of patience and sometimes it takes toll as well on your time. So save your time by handling the paper only once and keeping it in the right place in the very first time. Maintain a proper folder, maintain a proper index or proper labeling system so that you find it within time. See that you keep it within your reach so that you find it immediately as and when you require it. Try and make more work paperless. But yes, again, there is no substitute for some work which has to be done on papers. So, guys, go ahead and implement the small tips for your day to day paperwork. I hope this helps you out. All the best.